Of what you've heard today, Hope Hicks, her depiction of the Trump orbit throughout her testimony, and compare that to your experience.
Yeah, look, I think Hope is a very credible witness. She was very close to the circle, and she remains close to the circle. I think, quite honestly, as I watched her testify, or I didn't watch her, but I was reading the testimony and watching the news coverage on it, I thought about the moral conflict and the dilemma that she was facing as a person, describing the situation and trying to remain factual, trying to honor her duty as a witness, but then also trying to protect someone that she cares about. And there's no one way I'm denying that, right? I mean, she was very close to Donald Trump. I got to know Hope Hicks during my time in the White House, and I would say that she is one of the people that he trusted most over anyone.
Would you add your voice to the chorus, your name to the chorus of fans of Hope in terms of respecting her and think you appreciate the way she carried herself throughout her time in the Trump White House?
You know, I actually did. I had a good working relationship with her. She was she exuded this quiet confidence about her. She was soft-spoken in meetings. She was a very few words, a person of very few words. But she was intelligent and she was easy to work with. She was helpful at times. And when she came back to the White House staff, that's when I got to know her. She was very close to Jared Kushner. She obviously came in during the time of COVID. She knew that we were facing abundant challenges. And I found her to be a reasonable player in the circle. I mean, that is why today is, I'm sure, tearing her apart, because I do think that she is a decent human being at the basic level who got wrapped up into the circle. And I think when you get wrapped up into the circle, it's really hard to find your way out.
Yeah, you've managed to do so to some extent, but let me ask you to draw on your experience working for Vice President Mike Pence. And I want to ask you in regard to what happens going forward with Donald Trump and the search that he has to conduct to find a vice president. The reality is, with all this time that he is spending inside a court right now, it would have been advantageous to have already named someone who could have been out fanning the campaign trail and heading to swing states everywhere need be to try to drum up support, but he has yet to do that. There are a couple things going on I want to make note of. This weekend at Mar-a-Lago, there's a huge fundraiser that will be down there in Florida, and it could be seen as a screening, a vetting process of sorts. Give me a sense of the importance of the vice presidential pick for Donald Trump this time around. It will not be your former boss. That is for darn certain. But the role that this person will be playing and under the veil of this court trial and more to come.
Look, I think this person is going to be critical. It's going to be someone that's going to have to carry on the message for the Trump campaign. And I think that they are going to have to mitigate the chaos with all these lawsuits and everything that Trump is facing, and try to figure out how they deliver what they will do in 4 years in the White House in terms of policy and initiatives and things like that I think matter in a presidential campaign. That's what people are going to want to hear. But I also think that he's taking his time in screening these people because he's watching them closely. He's watching their reactions to these cases. He's watching how they defend him. He is looking for the consummate loyalist that no matter what will not break rank with him and will fall in line behind him. That is what he's looking for, regardless of what their policy views may be. I think that is the bottom line.
Loyalty's it. Yeah. Let me ask you very quickly, give it to me in about 15, 20 seconds. What do you think of J.D. Vance? And the reason I ask is because on May 15, Donald Trump is attending a fundraiser for him. Do you think he is in the orbit of those being considered as a vice presidential pick?
Yes, because if you've watched the decline, I would say, of J.D. Vance's morality in real time, he is perfect for that job. Now, whether he brings any addition to the table, that's a different question. But given the downplaying of Jan 6, including the downplaying of the fact that my former boss's wife was in peril that day and how close he came to that ugly mob killing him, and for him to go on national TV and say he wasn't in danger, tells you just how conniving this person is to want that role.
Okay. Thank you for that candor and assessment, Olivia Troye. I always appreciate your voice.